feeling like a whore. Can you tell? Ghost. Ghost. I actually wrote Ghost. If you go watch the Before You Go to Sleep documentary, the little mini doc we did. When we moved, I moved to this place, and we moved everything out of my old place except for my recording equipment. Just left the studio and the couch, and then everything else in the rest of the house was like empty. So I was there for 6 days, and I wrote Ghost at that time, and Tron made the beat, had that flute from Splice, and then that flute, I sent that flute to Steez. He cooked up that beat, and that beat's fucking mean. So here it is, 2 years later. That's a long, long line. That's outside. That's my hometown. Sold that shit out twice. At the wrong place, at the wrong time. If I die, take my hard drive. Everything you find, put it all online. Now let me clarify. Not everything on my hard drive. There's a lot of, let's just say, macro shots where you might look at that and look at the photo and be like, what is that? What is that thing? Looks like a bat wing, you know? What is that? It's not a bat wing. It's my sack. Please don't act like we were close. Don't go comment on my post. Don't send flowers to my folks. When I was living, you were a ghost. That's one of the strongest post hooks I think I've ever written. I just see who is really supporting. You see people's names enough and you know that they like been really riding with you. And then there's some people who just don't care whether you succeed or fail. They don't give a fuck. They're just there to watch you do that. Those are the same people that when you die, they're like, damn, gonna miss you, loved your stuff. It's like, really? Because you never told me that. So don't fucking go to my Instagram and say some shit. Don't fucking talk to my friends, family about that shit. Just let it go. You've been a ghost. Be a ghost. I gotta go. I don't know if I'm ready. The snow in the bag, it don't fall like confetti. It's me and my brothers. It's Ed, and Eddie. Funny thing about that, Ed, and Eddie, not actually brothers. I looked it up, Wikipedia. Hop in the car, it's a Honda or Chevy. He charged me an arm and a leg, but whatever, as long as he give me like Mario Andretti. Andretti's a race car driver. I think he drives a Honda. I think he's been both Honda and Chevy, I think, in his career. I only know this because I'm obsessed with everything I write, and I Googled it. That's kind of, the standard drug transaction. They pull up, you get in the car, they give you the product, monetary exchange there, or an exchange of favors. Maybe a little reach around. Maybe you disappear and take a nap in your drug dealer's lap. Don't do drugs, but if you do drugs, then you probably need to find somewhere else to put them, because you shouldn't be doing drugs. Wow, sounds like an awful year. All they got to offer is thoughts and prayers. Freddie fast talk like an auctioneer. You cannot afford what it costs to care. Freddie Fast Talk was actually a character I played in the 2nd grade. I remember being in my old house practicing for the role of Freddie Fast Talk, which was I wouldn't say like the co-star. First of all, it's 2nd grade, it's a fucking 2nd grade play, so there's no real stars. I had a ton of fucking lines. I remember practicing that role, Freddie Fast Talk, just this little like weasel of a character. He was a finesser, So since then, I've been finessing. Show no love for the long career. Now the show's over, it's off the air. Growing up, I never thought it'd be like this, trying to be like Skip, but never lost a hair. That's, shout out Skip Scrooby, the legend. Guy's a fucking legend. Never thought growing up that I'd want to be like my dad. Thought my dad was a big dork growing up, but he's a pretty cool guy. Do it for the fam, fuck all the data. And for the fans, thank y'all for the ladder. Everybody else, thank y'all for the chatter. Hey, better, hey, better. There's a little double entendre there, Do it for the fam, fuck all the data. That shit doesn't matter. And for the fans, thank y'all for the ladder. What that means is thank y'all for the ladder, like latter, like aforementioned data, because the fans, that's the reason the data gets boosted. But it's also thank you for the ladder, thank you for like the thing that gets me to higher levels. I actually, like, I use a bunch of sound bites in songs, but the Hey Better Better is me, I don't know, maybe 8 times, and I just pan it. You pan it out all the way to the right, all the way to the left, a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, did it. So it kind of gives you this, like, this feel around, and I think reverse reverb swell that goes across your head. If you listen to headphones, it's like it moves. Swinging for the fence, looking for a couple hits like a home run ball to Saturn. I felt like Marshall Mathers when he lost the battle, but I won that war, and that's all that matters. You know, that's an 8 Mile reference. That's a Eminem reference. He lost a rap battle, but he ends up being Eminem. You know, I've lost a lot of little shit. I feel like we're winning the war over here. 80 proof is in the pudding. Penicillin with the Hennessy. That's a taste of my own medicine. That's what makes it my remedy. You know, sometimes the best way to learn is to be humbled. It's usually better if you can humble yourself before life does it for you. They tried erasing my memory. I think that creates an identity. I think that's what makes you my enemy, but you're not replacing my legacy. Your stacked experiences, your thoughts and experiences and your memories, that's what creates who you think you are. People don't want you to be who you are, or they just don't want you to be at all. Probably those people probably aren't on your team. I think if you don't want me to be me and do what I do, then I don't think we're on the same team. Funny thing about that song is that I actually wrote it about the Top Cats shows that we did in Cincinnati. We did those back-to-back nights at Top Cats and sold them both out when it was like a 350 cap venue. Then like we filmed the video outside of 20th Century Theater when we did the back-to-back shows in Cincinnati that were sold out, that were like twice the size. So a little truth and then also manifestation in the same song.